In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can condense logarithmic expressions. So we're going to rely on our knowledge of how do we expand and then go backwards, reverse it, how do we expand when we have division and then reverse it when we have subtraction, and then how do we take when we have a value up front and then place it as an exponent. This is considered to be condensed form, and this is expanded form. This is condensed and this is expanded, and again this is condensed and this is expanded form. Alright, let's get started. Let's look at our first example here. So I'm right away going to take any value that's in front, maybe a log expression, and I'm going to draw a little arrow, reminding myself that when we put it back into condensed form, these are all expanded forms, that it's going to become an exponent. So I have log, the log base e I was going to write, but we know that's the same thing as ln, so let me go back here. We have ln of 4 squared, subtract the ln of 2. Some of you may be able to do this all in one step. When we go from expanded to condensed form, subtraction turns to division. The first value is going to go in the numerator, the second value goes in the denominator. So I have the ln of 16 over 2, which is equivalent to the ln of 8. This is expanded form, this is the equivalent condensed form. Let's look at the second example. Right away I'm going to take and draw a little arrow as a reminder here. And so this is going to be log base 2. Notice these have to have the exact same base. So log base 2, log base 2, and we have natural log, which is the same as log base e and log base e. So in this particular expression, I have log base 2 of 25 raised to the 1/2, and then I have plus log base 2 of 8 raised to the 1/3. When I condense this, addition is going to turn into multiplication. So log base 2. Now I know 25 to the 1/2 is the square root of 25, which is equivalent to 5. Addition turns to multiplication. And I know 8 raised to the 1/3 means what times itself 3 times equals 8? The answer is 2. And so my condensed answer is log base 2 of 10. Log base 2 of 10. Let's now look at the third example. Third example, I'm going to take the 3 and draw an arrow, and take the 1/2 and draw an arrow. So log base n of 2 to the 3rd, subtraction turns into division, and I'm dividing it here by 81 to the 1/2. Log base n of 2 to the 3rd is 2 times 2 times 2. 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And 81 to the 1/2 is equivalent to the square root of 81, which is 9. Now, this cannot be reduced any further. This is my final form in condensed. It's my final expression in condensed form. Drawing an arrow here because I have values out front. And I'm going to start with, this is going to be a little more complicated. We have the natural log, and I can see that these two are going to be multiplied right here. These two are going to be multiplied. So I have, in the numerator, it looks like these are multiplied, and then subtraction turns into division. So I have 9 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 3rd. This becomes an exponent on the 2. Subtraction turns to division, and I have 5 squared. So ln, what is the square root of 9? It is 3. 2 to the 3rd, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 5 squared is 25. That's supposed to be a 4. ln of 24 divided by 25, and that is in condensed form. Let's go on to the last one before I have you try a few. Bringing this over, bringing it over, and bringing it over. So I have log base 10. Now this is different. Notice here's the breaking point of the subtraction. So that subtraction is going to need to impact more of this. That subtraction is going to need to impact more of this. This gets a little bit complicated when we look at this. So I have log base 10 of 8 to the 1/3. I'm going to come back here. Subtract log base 10 of 3 squared. I'm looking at the logs to make sure they're all the same as well, please. And then I have plus log base 10 of 16 to the 1/2. One second. Alright, so let's start with this one. Let's start with this division. So I have log base 10. What is 8 to the 1/3? That means what times itself 3 times equals 8? The answer is 2. And now I'm going to divide, which turns into, or subtraction turns into division. And on the bottom I have 3 squared, which is 9. 16 to the 1/2 means the square root of 16, which is 4. Now how do I put these two groups together? Well, addition turns into multiplication when I condense log base 10 of 2/9 times 4, which is the same as 4/1, and I end up with log base 10 of 8/9. Okay, I have 5 additional problems below. I'd like you to take a chance to attempt all of these, press pause, and then come back to see did you get the correct answers. Alright, so you're back here with me, and we're going to start here with this very first one. So I'm going to multiply. So log base 2, addition turns into multiplying when we condense of A times B. And now subtraction turns into division. So I have log base 2 of A times B divided by C. Condensed form of its original expression. I'm going to start by drawing a little arrow. If there's any numbers out front, we have the same log base E, or natural log, they are equivalent. And so I have the ln of x plus 3 raised to the 1/2. You can raise to the 1/2 or take the square root, they're equivalent forms. And subtraction turns into division divided by x plus 1. Also notice that we have a 2 here. We do need to place that as the exponent in the denominator. This would also be, in case you did not understand when I explained it, you could also write this to the 1/2. And this would be equivalent to this form. Alright, let's start with this one. So in this one, I want to take the 1/2 and apply it to all. So I have the ln, and we know anything to the 1/2 is like taking the square root. And I'm going to take the square root of x plus 3 times x minus 3. X plus 3 times x minus 3. And I know that I can simplify those. So if I FOIL it out, I get x squared plus 3x minus 3x minus 9. Good, subtraction minus 9. These are additive inverses and they cancel out. And I have the ln of the square root of x squared minus 9. Let's go on to the fourth one. Fourth one in this list of practice problems. Similarly to the 1/2 as the exponent, I'm going to raise it to the square. So I have log base b, and I want to square this entire thing. Keep in mind, I want to square this entire thing. Now what am I squaring? I'm taking x minus 2, and subtraction turns into division. I'm going to divide it by x plus 3. This entire quantity is squared. Alright, the very last one looks like a little more complicated problem. Giving myself a reminder here and a reminder over here. Let's get started. I have the ln of x, and I want to square it, and then I want to multiply this by, by x subtract 3. Now this entire quantity needs to be raised to the 1/2, which is like taking the square root. Then subtraction turns into division, and I want to divide that by x plus 2, with 3 becoming the exponent. Okay, so there is one more way that we can, before I'm fully done here, that we can apply this. Notice that this square root needs to be applied to both the x squared and it needs to be applied to the x minus 3. So this value is applied to both quantities inside. And why am I doing that? Because I recognize that x, taking the square root of x squared, are going to simplify to 1, and then I can rewrite in simplified condensed form the ln of, I'm left with just x times the square root of x minus 3, all divided by the quantity x plus 2 cubed.